So I was going through some of my Midnight Suns footage, and I found a recording of me beating an Ultimate 3 mission in one turn on the hardest mission type possible, a Nest Mother mission. While beating an Ultimate 3 mission may not be anything new or special to some of you by now, this footage is a somewhat mid-game playthrough where you'll see most of my abilities don't even have mods. The purpose of this video is to showcase how this can be achieved with a somewhat standard build, and also teach you guys my thought process when approaching difficult Ultimate 3 missions in Midnight Suns. So if you're new to the game, maybe you'll get some insight to how the gameplay works, and if you've already gotten into it a bit more, maybe this will provide you some pointers. So I'm just going to talk over my footage and sort of analyze what I was doing and why, so let's get right on into it. Here we are. Start of a battle, I usually do a threat assessment. Looks like with this particular combat, I'm just starting off with my battle items. Which that utility belt allowed me to draw 2 Iron Man cards. Well, I used it on my Iron Man, so it's going to draw 2 of his cards. And I also used my other battle item, which just draws 2 cards. And Iron Man play style is he does better with the more of his cards in his hand. It's to inflate his ego. So there I just used a quick attack on one of the minions, and a quick attack allows you to, as long as you KO a minion with it, it gives you a card play refund. And here, I'm buffing all of the heroic, all the cards, the amount of heroism they give me. So now when I use a quick attack, this one's going to give me 4 heroism. And you can see there, I am building up heroism rather quickly. It's an interesting way to start up the battle. I don't usually, when I'm, beating Ultimate 3 missions in one turn, I usually don't use all my battle items right out of the get-go. But in this particular case, I thought it was the best move. Now, because I built up so much heroism here, it's a good idea to burn it off. And you could burn it off by using environmental attacks. So I'm trying to use as much of the destructions here to burn off some of that heroism, because once we're at 10, we can't build up any more beyond that. It's better to get that down before we start building it back up again. And we have more than enough already to use most of the cards that we want to use. So one of Iron Man's cool mechanics is redrawing cards to empower his cards. So we redrawed Mark Target, which made it so it not only marks the target you hit while adding vulnerability, but it marks everybody around as well. So now you can see all those little dogs are also marked, which means when we use a non-quick attack card on them, they are going to refund us our card play. So we've got them all clumped up in a nice area, which means if we do a chain attack or an ability that does an AoE damage, if we kill one of them, we will get that card refunded, whether or not it's quick or not. So I'm trying to decide what I want to do here with my Surgical Strike. Do I spend more heroism on destructible environment stuff? Do I use my Surgical Strike? And it looks like Surgical Strike is the move I'm going to make. But I'm unsure. Should I go with Surgical Strike or Air Superiority? Surgical Strike is a chain attack, so you can put damage on one character, move it to the next, or you could just dump it all on one. And Air Superiority, what I'm doing here is I'm redrawing it to add more damage. And I'm doing that because I want to see how much damage it's going to do. Now, assessing the situation, we're going to kill 2 of those little dogs. We're going to take half the damage on those bigger dogs, and we're going to do some major damage to the big boss guy. We're also going to take out all the small pillars. But that's not actually a good idea to do that, because we need those little dogs to feed us card plays. If they were dead, we can't use cards on them to refund our card plays. So what I'm doing here, deciding to do, is to use my chain attack to soften up to one of the bigger dogs, kill one of the smaller dogs, and then really soften up the big guy with 700 damage here. Now they're softened up. We got our card play because we took out a marked minion, and that card was free. Now, it's debatable whether I should have used my precision card on that, because it would have refunded that ability, but it would have been a chain 4 instead of a chain 6, because the less it's based off how many Iron Man cards are in your hand. So I would have used precision. Oh, I guess it would have been a chain 5, and then I would have gotten it back, then I would have used it, and it would have been a chain 4. So I was maximizing the amount of damage I could get from it while I had a lot of Iron Man cards in my hand. Now it's a good idea to use the precision, and it is a free card that refunds the next Iron Man card used. So if you use your biggest hitting ability, which is Air Superiority, it won't be discarded. And the nice thing about this is I've already buffed it so that with my 2 redraws so that it does increase damage. Because it's not discarded, it keeps those 2 redraws, which just makes it insanely powerful. So now you can see it's still in my hand, and it's got the buffed version of it. And we took out all those little pillars, and taking out those pillars does damage to the Nest Mother, and we softened everything up. Now, I don't really have enough heroism. I only got 2 heroism, as you can see, and Air Superiority, to use it again, is going to cost 4 heroism. So, you know, what do I do here? Do I use some environmental attacks to take out the smaller guys? Is my Quick Blast enough damage? It's not. So I could use my 1 move here, which I have. And rather than knocking him into Iron Man to kill him, I decide to knock him into an environment because that softens him up enough for me to use a quick attack to finish him off, which gives me my card played back and draws a card and builds my heroism. And now I have exactly the amount of heroism. If I would have knocked that enemy into Iron Man, I wouldn't have gotten heroism. So I softened him up instead. Now it gives me the opportunity to build up that heroism even further. And that means I get to take out everything else. And now we only have the Nest Mother left and the dog, and we still have 2 card plays. The dog is super soft, so we can take him out with a Quick Blast if we want. We have a destructible environment there. We have 1 right above his head that we could take out, but we only have 2 heroism. You need heroism to use environment attacks, like I mentioned at the top of the video, but we'll just take him out with a quick attack. Now, we're pretty much good game. We have a hero combo, 2 hero combos. We haven't even touched our Doctor Strange abilities. And, you know, I figured, hey, I got 2 card plays left. Why don't I use Astral Meditation? Astral Meditation refunds the last 2 combat items you used, which you can see there. I was looking, I have them back. Those are the 2 cards we used at the top of the video, which drew me 2 Iron Man cards and 2 additional cards. So even though I'm not going to use those combat items, they are refunded to my game inventory, which means I don't have to recraft them at the end of the mission. I just saved myself like 40 resources, and that is why Doctor Strange is such a good character to bring with you for farming missions, because you can refund your combat items, and it's just good for farming because you're not pouring resources into combat items if you are refunding those resources. And that's it. That was pretty easy. I mean, at least I made it look easy. That is another 3-star Ultimate 3 mission on a Nest Mother mission at that. There you guys go. So hopefully that gave you some insight on how I beat these missions with a not so overpowered build and a pretty standard deck. I just gotta say before I end off the video that I really enjoy the game regardless of how easy the missions are getting, and as you begin to mod and tune, get your cards even stronger, it's only going to get easier. Not every mission is going to be these circumstances. There will be villain encounters, there will be different mission varieties that force you to play the course of 3 or 4 turns. You can't really beat every single mission in the game in 1 turn. So if you're looking at this and going, why would I play this game? It looks like it offers no challenge. This is just a particular situation. And there's still a lot of fun and merit trying to figure out how am I going to try to beat this mission in 1 turn. And I find that very fun personally. So there you guys go. My thought process on just some random footage of an Ultimate 3 video. If you guys enjoyed the video, please do give it a like, subscribe. I got more videos on the way. If you guys want to see some tier lists and character reviews and what I think of different card abilities, be sure to subscribe to the channel. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.